Oh, yeah. Karmelo Anthony, 35 years. I said this on Twitter. This kid should have got life with no parole or the death penalty. Personally, I would prefer the latter because people like this just shouldn't be in society. But people are actually freaking out about this. It's just so ridiculous how race-based this is. Because if the races were reversed in this situation, it would have been... Could you imagine how bad it would have been if a white kid stabbed a black kid? There'd be like $40 billion in damages already. And by the way, nobody would side with the stabber, like they shouldn't. You know,
just found guilty of murdering.
I think 35 years is way too lenient, man. Honestly, I know there's some people that are surprised he even got 35 years. I know people. I think I was watching Tim Pool last night, and he was like, "I think he'll get like 20, maybe." And I was like, "Dude,"
and was sentenced to 35 years.
That kid deserves to go to prison forever.
But already, people are seemingly calling for race riots, as CNN immediately frames a verdict as racist.
Karmelo Anthony said,
"Oh yeah, it's just so racist, you know? How dare this kid get sent to prison for murdering somebody for legitimately no reason? Also, imagine dude, Karmelo Anthony gotta have the most unloyal family of all time. They raised like 600 grand and then spent it all on themselves and left this guy with the worst legal defense I've ever seen in my entire life. He could be out to 17 years for good behavior. It's ridiculous that that's even an option. You know what I mean? Like, this is just something that shouldn't be the case, right? Like, good behavior. How can you kill somebody, take their whole life away from them, and you even get the opportunity to live yours? It's ridiculous, in my opinion.
And he pushed him, and that is when Karmelo Anthony rummaged through his bag, took out a knife, and the jury has determined that when
these prisons only end up breeding more criminal activity. How many people come out of prison and they're actually changed? I would say maybe 50%, maybe less than 50%. I really don't know. I don't know if there's statistics on that, but how often we see people get out of prison, immediately go back to prison. Get out of prison, go commit more crimes. And depending on where they live, maybe they just don't get put in prison because California or something like that.
That knife went into the chest of the victim, Austin Metcalf.
The knife it just navigated itself to his chest, you know? He didn't stab him or anything. Like, why would you frame it like that? It's so strange.
That was murder.
If it was up to CNN, you'd think an inanimate object just magically ended Austin's life.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Try to frame this as anything other than murder.
He had a knife. We don't know why he had a knife. He did not take the stand. This was a self-defense case.
Bro.
And what was in...
You don't hate the media enough, man. You just don't hate the media enough.
Karmelo Anthony's head was so important because if he subjectively believed that he was going to be killed or seriously bodily injured by Austin Metcalf, who is the victim now, then he had a right to take out a knife.
So who is the victim now? He was always a victim. Like, since the beginning of this. He was always a victim. What are we waffling about, bro? You kidding me?
Saying Austin, who is the victim now, is insanely evil phrasing. He's the only victim, he's the only one not with us now because of what Karmelo Anthony admittedly did. It's the simplest of cases, unless your network is full of racists.
Then he had a right to take out a knife.
A black man who is...
Listen, bro, all I'm saying is, that kid's, Austin Metcalf's twin brother, a better man than me. Listen, like, I'm also a twin, right? Like, I have a twin brother. I don't think I could say what I would have done on YouTube if I was him.
Now been charged with murder of a young white man. Anthony was in this tent. He was asked to leave. He was being confronted and in some ways intimidated, provoked by larger athletes, and he was fearful of his life, and he pulled out that knife.
If he was so fearful, why didn't he simply leave the tent as requested? But no, they're just desperate to frame the murderer as the bigger victim. The only thing worse than CNN was Court TV.
Questioning the jury, I asked him, how did you reach your verdict? How did you reach it so quickly? What happened? It was a 4-inch knife. He used it one time. He was pushed. I'm not saying that
he wasn't even pushed. Most of the testimony was that Austin didn't even get to touch him. Said that maybe he was going to push him, but he was stabbed before any of that could even happen in the first place.
Right, but what are you doing? How did you get this verdict? I'm enraged right now. This is very upsetting.
It's so crazy to me that there are people that are genuinely so upset that a kid who blatantly murdered another kid is going to prison. Like, are you serious, bro?
stooping to defenses previously only seen in racist memes.
My child has deep regret. My family has deep regret. He is a scholar. He has an opportunity to turn his life
Future
around.
doctor, by the way.
She needed to be talking
Future engineer.
about her son in the future to get them to see who he could be outside of this, and she was not prepped and ready for
Unbelievable.
Suggesting you can imprison my son, he's a future scholar, just proves you're willing to overlook murder based solely on race.
Yeah, guys, he actually would have cured cancer. Don't you know?
We simply can't reason with this level of...
Was it Karmelo Anthony? Was that the story where people were, where he was like, oh, my son has a 3-point-something GPA? But instead of him actually having a 3-point-something GPA, he actually had like a 1-point-something GPA. And he was combining like all the years he's been in school and adding them together for each year to get the number. I don't remember if it was Karmelo Anthony, but I do remember that story. Something like that.
Weapons grade stupidity, but sadly, there's actually activists listening to this logic. After the guilty verdict, chanting "say his name" as if Karmelo was the victim.
It's impressive how often these people idolize the worst possible human beings. Like, it's genuinely impressive how they manage to do it. Like, I just straight up don't even understand. Like George Floyd. They were the biggest George Floyd fans in the world. That guy didn't do a single good thing in his entire life. Same with Karmelo Anthony. Like, how are these the people you're willing to place your movement on? Have you seen the ex post defending him? Such good people. Surely it was self-defense. Yeah, I've seen... I've been pretty up to date with this story, like, even since it happened. Misery Loves Company, yeah. Like, I don't know. Especially being a twin myself, right? Like, I don't know. I'm able to, like, see myself in this position to some extent. Not as Karmelo Anthony, obviously, but as the twin brother.
When do we want it?
Singing and jumping around, attempting to antagonize the other side.
Like, why do they always tweak out like that? It's a dialectical inversion. The systemization is found in critical criminal studies. Is the baby angel a lie to BS?
And we see that, but you're not gonna do with a man. That's weak. That's weak. Kid.
Now, luckily, this guy was eventually arrested, but he
So
wasn't
peaceful,
the
man.
only one getting confrontational.
Anytime a white man or a white child can go and put their hands aggressively on anybody,
Except that never happened. Not to mention, what about when a black person puts their hands on a white person, or when a black person stabs a white person? Suddenly, you don't seem to care very much.
something like this occur, it's self-defense. You put your hand on me and see how I respond.
Bro, literally just inviting other people to start a freaking fight. And yet, they want to act as though this is some massive self-defense case.
In what world would anybody think I was for putting violent murderers in prison until his angry supporters got in my face, basically suggesting something similar to me? If anything, it just proves how unfixable this perpetual victim mentality really is. As I already know,
But how do you
even covered...
I mean, I agree with him. It's pretty much unfixable, but how do we even go about, like, trying to address it? Like, fortunately, for the most part, the people that hold these kind of victim mentalities don't really reproduce. So, in a few generations, they'll be essentially washed out. That's the main reason that they want to brainwash your kids, because they don't have kids themselves, and they want to brainwash your kids. So, as long as people are making sure that their kids aren't getting brainwashed, they should hopefully leave the mainstream culture after a couple decades, but, I mean, honestly, who freaking knows?
this story as moderately as possible, I'm definitely going to receive threats in my DMs by idiots that think they're anonymous, as some people are just seemingly evil.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this?
Don't kill people. That's simple. Like, that's my advice. Don't go somewhere with the intention to start a fight and then stab somebody, and then just don't murder people. It's that easy.
Boy, what? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys.
Are Are you insinuating that your 5 boys are just naturally gonna start murdering people?
I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell him no more. You can't walk away no more.
Yeah, he really walked away, dude. Like, what is this guy? What is she talking about? What such profound knowledge? Thank you for the advice. I'm retarded, bro.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
Now, obviously, the answer is just tell your kids not to commit murder. But in the sea of reasonable responses to this is, how does she have 5 kids but isn't working on a Tuesday afternoon? As for several days, she's been out there proudly broadcasting her racism.
I wonder.
If evidence does come out,
She probably lives on, EBT. Wouldn't shock me.
that Karmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs.
Once again,
It's crazy that people even go on, like, interviews like that, say stuff like that, and then expect anybody to, agree with them or take them seriously. Like, bro.
you can't reason with this. Why waste your energy explaining that murder is evil when essentially her whole argument is bigotry? The problem being, the BLM riots proved she's not alone in this.
Dude, BLM was...
Most people aren't even aware that...
I wonder if we'll ever see anything like that again. I mean, hopefully not. That just happened to stir up when everybody was, going clinically insane from all the other stuff that was going on in the world as well.
This entire movement openly endorses black criminals, believing they're basically incapable of not committing murder. It's insanely racist.
No, Decoy, you don't understand. These people aren't racist. They believe black people are incapable of acting with any level of civility or decorum. But, you know, you're the racist one for believing that they are capable of doing it. I want to believe they're being paid, but genuinely they could be retarded. There's a ton of people that are getting paid, but I feel like most of the time the people that are getting paid are not the people that are ending up going on TV and talking about this stuff. A lot of the people that are getting paid do the, you know, full black masks, the suits, don't talk to anybody, they try and chase you off and all that stuff. I feel like the people that go and talk to the interviewers are genuinely the people that are true believers.
Racist to think this, but they somehow not only believe it, but crowdfund
I mean, I could be wrong.
over $600,000.
I mean, that lady's definitely exploiting the system to get paid with the fact that she has 5 kids and she's not working. Something tells me there's probably no father in the picture either.
Dollars to a guy found guilty of murder, openly admitting they won't spend it on his defense, but other stuff.
This did get shut down, like, today, as far as I'm aware, right? Karmelo Anthony's Give and Go got taken down.
Family, because being on trial for the murder you committed is injustice. It's actually scary to think a family can make over $500,000 because some people see a black student stabbing a white student and immediately rush to send him money.
It really goes to show, though, like, how much they actually care about their kid, because they went and spent all that money on themselves, and he got stuck with the worst legal defense of all time. Now, I don't think he would have gotten away, no matter how good his legal defense was, because it was basically the most clear-cut freaking case of all time, right? You can't just stab somebody who asks you to leave and says they're not going to fight you.
Simply put, one side wants to see justice, while the other is just openly racist, complaining about the racial makeup of the jury.
This is a racist country. We're in a racist state. This is a racist...
Talking about being oppressed, bro. The only thing oppressed in this lady's life is the fridge. Like, dear God.
court. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Might need to skip a few meals.
When has a white boy been before?
Is it the Black Panthers?
Tell us, media. Tell us, white folks. When has a white boy been before all black jury? Never.
How is it murder?
This is racist.
He asked, is he okay?
But the Black Panthers weren't the only ones angry over this.
That a black boy was allowed not one black soul on a jury.
Why are you so obsessed about race? Also, you know why there was no black people on the jury? It's because every single black person that they wanted to have on the jury kept saying, I don't know if I can be impartial on this because he's black. Like, if you want to blame there being no black people on the jury, blame the black people that were selected, or that were in the running to be selected and said that they couldn't be impartial just because the kid's black.
An all white jury.
As yes, that does
They
seem
can't
like
convict a brother. Exactly.
Concern we should at least consider, until you read exactly why there were no black jurors. As many of the dismissed potential jurors stated they couldn't imagine putting a brother in jail.
Can't put a
saying
brother
they
in
can't
jail.
make a decision about somebody so young. One mistake doesn't make you a bad person, and I don't feel comfortable
One mistake.
finding
Bro, they treat murdering somebody for absolutely no reason like it's a mistake. That's a lot more than a mistake, bro.
an African American
They make it
male
sound like he made like an oopsie, dude. Like he broke somebody's window.
guilty of murder, as none of those jurors are able to give an unbiased judgment on the case, and reasonably should immediately be dismissed from the jury. But instead of blaming those individual jurors for their bias, they again blame racism. As plainly put, placing racists on the jury is their version of justice. As when a guy holds a sign showing Irina Zarutska, someone couldn't help but punch him.
Well, they're so peaceful, aren't they? Send that guy to prison too.
There was
And they do it on camera too. That's what's ridiculous, man.
absolutely no reason for that, other than to advertise you have zero self-control,
see,
and nobody will
literally
be
no
surprised when
self-control.
you too are tried for a violent crime. But then insanely admitting they wish Karmelo killed Austin's twin brother as well.
Both should have been dead. The both brothers. Both of them should have been dead. You ask me?
It's sad to see
They would literally rather black people murder a ton of innocent people and get away with it than have a black person get convicted of the murders they committed. Like, are you serious, bro?
society slip this
How do you
far.
fix people like this? It's a literally unfixable problem. Like, what do you do about the I mean, what do you even call it? The racial awakening that's been happening lately. Because, I mean, we're going to look at Belfast in a minute. And Belfast is like, that's like this, but like 10 billion times more, more inflamed at the moment. Of course, the violence is being perpetrated by the white people there, I think, as far as I'm aware.
where we'd like to hear what the other side has to say, but literally nothing can be gained listening to anybody who not only wants to free someone guilty of murder based solely
You know, I shouldn't say the white people, by the natives.
on race, but wishes they murdered more innocent kids.
The people whose
based
actual
solely on
country it
race.
is that's getting
So we
pillaged by
appreciate my
migrants.
concise, sometimes lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality. Hopefully I've earned your subscription and you'll subscribe to Decoy.
Dude, it's just, can we please go back to having like any civility in this country? Like, I'm literally begging, man. There is absolutely no reason for any kind of like riots to be stirred up by these people for a straight up, clear-cut murderer. No injustice happened here, but it doesn't matter. Every single time a black person gets killed or gets convicted or anything happens to them and they face any consequences for their actions, these people stir up a freaking storm about it.